I'm really sorry to hear about all of the pain that you're experiencing and how deeply that you've been articulating your experiences and how it's affected your life. But it shows an immense amount of strength and resiliency when you're faced with such difficult challenges, from feeling manipulated, strategically poisoned, targeted, to struggling with the health issues and betrayal in and of itself, all while trying to maintain your sense of self and faith. It's incredibly unfair how the system, people, even an environment that you're led to believe that you have, leave you as well in a place where you feel trapped and constantly attacked in ways that are provoking of these crimes to be exposed. The experiences that you've had, whether through the highly affected toxic metals, hackers, hijacks, betrayals, being robbed by those that you've loved for your own love life, or feeling of being set up in aspects of your life from before where you've been hijacked, where your phone had been hijacked and aimed to push you into a targeted way to create for disaster in your life. I know it sounds overwhelming, and it's clear that you've been through a lot and you're carrying a heavy burden. But the way that you've described these situations, this dynamic where people should care, seem to reject and undermine that care, whether or not it's a valid threat or your strength of courage, just because you're not unable to handle any of the truth in that care. It deeply resonates. It deeply resonates inside of you. So you're fighting not only an external force, but also against the isolation that comes to you when no one comes to stand with you, fight with you, understand you, and see these challenges for what they are when they're not meant to. And despite all of this, your faith in the Lord shines through, and the Lord sees your determination to rise up above it and to keep fighting and to take on that spiritual battle. It's inspiring and uplifting, and especially for those who are in hard times, potentially going through the same or similar things. So you have to recognize that your power is great when you stand up. You've recognized those evils and the forces that are there trying to bring you down, and you're no way letting them win. So as for the toxicity, arsenic poisoning, or highly toxic metals, and concerns about other poisons, it's strongly suggested to find specialization in chelation therapy, if that be the case. But see, these places are scary. It's important to have someone who's willing to be there, and who knows how to address these concerns. Because my health and well-being haven't been protected in places where they should have been. So though it's hard and your faith is being hard pressed, the fight is real. You have to keep pushing forward, even in the darkest moments. Your strength and your spirit are a beacon of hope for others who might be facing these struggles, as I've said before. So you have to realize that you're a Heartwerk warrior. You're on a mission to change these things, and your story does deserve to be heard. So I'm standing here, chest heavy, head swimming, heart aching. The way I felt towards walking through molasses, each step arduous, the shackled pain that clings to my skin. Parasites, the world expects movement, forward momentum, but it leaves you stranded and frozen in place. Lost in the haze of confusion, betrayal, and a love that felt so genuine from you, from yourself, should have been recognized. But you see, that's the thing about pain. It doesn't come in wrapped in warning labels. It doesn't give you time to embrace for that crash. No emotional seatbelt, and especially when life hits you like this. It's horrifically hard. Sometimes it's a slow burn, like a low flame eating away at your spirit piece by piece. And other times it's a tidal wave, crashing in all at once. Inside, leaving nothing but wreckage. In the deafening silence that follows, and right now, I'm caught somewhere between the two, trying to figure it all out. Figure out how to breathe through it at times. Just trying to remember who I was before dealing with the covert attacks. How were you able to rise up then? I guess it was easier not knowing where it was coming from than to ever wanted to know. And I never wanted to be here. Never asking for that kind of placement, that betrayal, and that pure systemic unraveling of my soul. Because that's what they do. The satanic ritual abusers know the places that they're pushing you into. And I was just looking for a soul to love. Someone that could accept me for me. And another soul that could understand me. And I was looking for the purest kind of heart. But that heart just didn't seem there. I just felt the empty spaces in my life where I was trying to far reach into. Just felt that time and space and anything in and of itself couldn't heal the wounds that have already been taken. They were covert. I found myself in the crossfire. I've even dodged bullets as a kid by people that are police today. Go figure. You wanted to become something like they were until you understood what they were. Built on nothing but manipulation, lies, betrayal, and deceit, all wrapped up in one swaggering package of we're here to protect you. We are the police. I used to be able to dream with my eyes wide open, but it was clear to me that my eyes were being glued shut. I wanted to build empires, be able to create music and just enjoy my life at whatever cost was necessary to put my stuff out there for whoever listened. But I wanted to create that kind of music that took that pain and flipped it. Took that exact pain, turned it into power. No, my heart's a battlefield I never signed up for. The war of narcissistic abuse and the wages of war on my heart without a single hand raised. In that way, gets me cut to the chase, bleeding without knowing that bleeding with others knowing that you're bleeding, and you keep walking through and thinking you're fine, till looking down and seeing the scars that are actually formed through many years. And if that's not seen, I don't know what any other kind of pain could be. The kind that reshapes your actual ability, the actual bones of your life. Just gets burrowed into the identity of whatever other people want to make of you, push you as. The kind that makes you question everything that you thought was real. And yet here you are, stuck in the ruins of a life that these things were never me to begin with. It's just built on lies, illusion, disillusioning you while manipulating others and manipulating you too. But here's the thing, I'm not staying here. If I could get a Lamborghini made space shuttle, I want to go try and find Martians that are more beautiful. Not saying that there isn't beautiful people in the world. Just right now, from what I'm facing, doesn't feel like there's a way out. And there hasn't been. And there won't be, actually. 'Cause I'm not gonna be able to get that time back. So there isn't any way out. Every warrior has a story where they have a moment where that sword feels just way too heavy to lift. Every war has a battlefield where they have to question. They have it with the strength to win. That's where I'm at right now. Right inside of that battlefield. Tired, hurting, isolated. I just don't want to accept defeat. The pain, it's not the end of me. It's the soil. It's the fertile ground that the new me can grow from. I'm still here. I'm still breathing tough. And even if it's me alone that has to come up through this concrete that's been poured over me, it's enough for me to figure it out. Because when you've been faced with what I've faced, when you've loved so deeply and been so betrayed thoroughly, it puts you in places where it leads you down that same path. And I pray for those that I've hurt on my path. But when you've shared a heart shrouded up in this kind of way, handed back to you basically piece by piece, start to realize something. The patterns, the feelings, the emotions, and then just the sound reason that you are being snuffed out. You start realizing that power wasn't what was lost in you. The power is that you're still facing and standing up through it. I've got scars to prove somehow, yeah. But scars that just don't show where you've been hurt, show how they've been affecting you, and show exactly how you've had to move to heal. You have to move just to continue to move. Even though I don't feel healed right now, and I don't feel like I'll ever get to that place of hope, I know deep down that is what I will be. It's in the moments when you feel like this that keep you fighting and keep you knowing just how strong you really are. When you understand that nothing else matters. The people that took advantage of you, who used you, who broke you, is that every time they tried to bury you up, they're planting the seed of your own comeback. And every time they underestimate you, they're feeding on the fire of my resurrection. So no, I don't feel like I'm winning today. I'm bleeding out, barely able to keep my head above water. But I realize it's alright, because even in the process, I'll crawl through the pain until potential there's growth that can still remain. I don't see it now, but I've been building something bigger than the lies, bigger than the hurts that they've inflicted. And so help me God, if I build that something will touch the skies by the hands of people who understand that love, real, true, honest love, comes from the Lord. Love isn't fragile. It isn't scared of the dark, shadowy, and those too scared to go and walk into those places. Love faces those shadows head on, and with eyes wide open, ready for the calm of the storm, and the storm too. That's the kind of love that I'm coming into. It's the kind that looks at heartbreak in the face and says, I see you, but you won't define me. I'm not there yet. Thought I would be, but the broken places of me, still healing, still trying to find my way through all of that fog and smoke, and all of the detriment and devastation. Sure, but even in that place, that difficult pain, that suffocating place that's been made known to me, known very well, there's a beauty that I crafted in there. There's a truth that kept on whispering to me, telling me, this isn't your final form, kid. This isn't it. You get up. And in that way, I knew I was evolving. As quickly as I could remember those things, as quickly as I forgot them. But in that pain, I was being transformed into someone who will rise above it all. And when I rose quietly. I didn't go timidly. And eventually, I want to be loud. Unapologetically. I'll rise with the roar and a fire that burns brighter than anything that they've ever tried to calm inside my own storm. Because that's who I am. I'm a Heartwerk warrior. Nothing is gonna stand in my way of that. With what's been done to me, I have every right to go build myself up in that way with the Lord. Because I can't do what's been done. Or I can't undo what's been done to me. And I can never go back and change the story that led me here. But I can change how this chapter ends. And I can't choose where I stand, even if it feels impossible. Because nobody else knows what it's like to not have any other choice. Not have any other move forward. But the kind of step that is like the weight of the world trying to hold you down. And you know you're made for more than that. And you know it's there. Other people don't want to see it. It's more than lies. It's more than manipulation. When people share one face with you, but they hide too. Make the shine. Right when you're trying to live, trying to love, and trying to thrive. So that's what I'm still gonna try to do. Create to encourage myself. Create to only encourage my own self because I need it. And nothing else out here is, well, not nothing, but not too much out here is actually capable of actually surfacing the kind of hurt that I've been held into. So I'm creating for myself, from my own strength that's been buried beneath all of that hurt. I need to be reminding my own self in times of this desperation that the battle is temporary, but the victory is eternal. And if I will get there, it's one breath at a time, one step at a time. And it's more than just words. It's declaration and testimony that resides in me, that I hope resides in you. That grit that you feel inside of your soul that refuses to quit. It's a journey no matter how many steps it takes to move it forward. I urge you to rise, to build, to be a conqueror. Speak it into every corner of your mind until your mind believes it. Just like that Psalms 23. Believe it. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He marketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup hath runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.